Well, welcome back everyone, and today's video is something a slight bit different to the usual. We're obviously going to be fishing because any excuse to get out fishing for me, but this video is something about what I've got coming out and the changeover for my YouTube channel. So you'd have heard in my last, I think it's 2 or 3 videos that I've done, I've mentioned that I've been having a a changeover on its way, and this video is basically the one to explain all of that. So I've just got down here at Penarth, and I've just got my first rod out by there behind the camera with a whole crab, and this one with a nice big bunch of blow lug and ragworm. So I'm going to cast this out there now and bring you back to get into it. Right, let's get to it. But as you can tell, I got my lighter rods with me today with some low reel fixed balls, just a lighter setup. So just fishing with those, fishing some 4-foot pulleys, fishing a little weak link down here at Penarth. And the only reason I'm fishing here at Penarth is we've got a really strong westerly wind today. I was going to fish Sully Bay for the thornies and eels, but the wind would have been horrible in there. The audio for this video would have been really bad. So I just thought, come down here, chilled a couple hours to do the video that I've got planned. And if we catch a fish, it's a bonus, because it's not really particularly the most productive venue around South Wales. That's not what it's all about today. Right, so for the new name, TideLine fishing. Now, the name TideLine fishing, I chose that when I first started my channel, however many years it's been now, 2.5, 3 maybe, something like that, 2 to 3 years, something on them lines. And I always wanted to use that name from the start, but I thought I'd use my name just so people, obviously, my name gets put out there in a way. And then when I do my changeover that I've done now, which I've been planning on doing for a long time, I thought that would be a perfect time to do it all. So TideLine fishing, I chose that name because let's be fair, there's no sea fishing, any aspect of sea fishing you can do where you can do without checking the tides. You've got to check the tides for any form of sea fishing you do. So I thought it was a very fitting name, and obviously the fishing is fishing. So I keep looking at my left hand rod because I think I got a little bite on it, bit of crab out there. But yeah, obviously that's the name. So moving on to the logo, I done that logo because, well, I chose a shark because of one reason and one reason only. I have literally been obsessed with sharks all my life. Obviously catching them, yes, but aside from the fishing, even if it wasn't for fishing, I'd still be insanely obsessed with them. So from what I've heard, it's been since I was like 1.5. I used to carry around this little plastic shark, well, obviously plastic, it's not really real, but a little toy shark, and I just never let it go. I used to keep it on me, and it's always been there. I was just fascinated by them, so I thought, why not use that as a logo? So yeah, that's that. And I'm now going to bait up this rig because I got a feeling I got a bite on that left rod. So I'll bait this up now and then bring you back to have a chat about the next bit. I'll tell you what, I'll start talking about the next bit while I'm baiting it up, so you can watch me bait up with a squid. Right, so moving on to the next part of the video is the website. So what I will do shortly is do a screen recording, or drop a screen recording in as I'm talking about what's on the website specifically and where everything is. Now, you know, it's not anything, it's not like a crazy amount of stuff on there. It's only really 2 things essentially at the minute. So the whole thing that came about with this was the part of just helping others essentially. So I do get a massive buzz when I see people that are either complete beginners in the sport all the way up to experienced anglers that catch a fish that they've always wanted to catch. So I thought, why not sort of try and help people in any way I can. So what I've done is I've got a section on there that I'm starting to sell my own hand-tied rigs, and also a section on there that I will be offering a guiding and coaching service for a whole different variety of people. So there's going to be a section on there which you'll see shortly, so I won't bother talking about it too much right now because you will see very soon. So there's going to be a part 4. Let's get this banging done in a minute. So there's going to be a part 4 complete beginners where all gear and bait is supplied, and we go out, whether it's just for 2 hours or a full day or whatever you choose, and we basically run through everything you need to know to get yourself on the go in your fishing. And then there's also a section that I'm going to be offering to people that are new to fish, well, not new to fishing, but have fished for a little while but haven't quite sort of cracked the consistency, if you like, of consistent catches. And also the like a package where it's a really specific day, whether it be targeting a very specific fish that you've always wanted to catch, or learning a new venue, or anything you can think of really. And then there's obviously just an average day's fishing for whatever's going, and we can just go out, catch fish, do a bit of learning. Because in my eyes, it's nice to catch fish, but there's so much more behind fishing that involves you to catch fish. So I thought, why not try and, you know, help people, if you like. It feels weird talking about it because it's the first time I've talked about it really to anyone that's not sort of, I suppose, close, if you know what I mean. I want my parents and everything to know about it, and a couple of my mates being like, only like a couple, is Ben Eastman, Ollie, Robbie. There's very few people that actually know. I just kept it quiet because I just wanted to say it out myself and put it all out at one go. So yeah, what I'll do now, I will hang this on my stand and I'll put in the screen recording of the website for you guys to have a look, obviously. Right, so moving on to the website now. I've got it here up on my phone, but I'm gonna put a screen recording in to obviously fill the screen for you guys to see it a lot more clearly. So starting off now on the home page, so you obviously got welcome to TideLine Fishing. So there's a link towards the top here, just under, brought to you by Mario Asprou, with a link to my YouTube. And then on the left here, well, just underneath is obviously my rigs and then the guiding and coaching. So the left one, let's click on that with the rigs. And I've got a little sort of a description about the rigs, if you like. And then scrolling down is all 6 rigs I'm offering, which I'm going to talk about when the screen recording's finished, so I can give you a quick look. So let's click on one of them, the loop rig. Let that load up. So I've got the spec of all the terminal, tackle and line used to make the rig, and a little description about the rig itself. So let's go back and then back again. So now we are back at the main page. So if we click on the guiding and coaching session, now again a nice description about it all at the top of the page. And then here is the 4 sort of the packages, if you like, that I'm going to be offering. So there's all 4 on show. And then let's click on one. So let's go on coaching for sessions for complete beginners. There's going to be a few photos on show. A little bit of a description of each one. Each, as you can imagine, each sort of package is the same. It's all put together the same way. And then let's go back to the main page again. And then the top left, well, on a phone, it's going to be on the top left, but on a laptop, you're going to have all the icons along the top. So there's about Mario here, a little description about me, a YouTube video I done a little while ago, just talking about all the fishing I've done through my life. And then also each sort of section is on there, along with my YouTube and contact me section. So yeah, that is the website, and I've actually got a bite on my right hand rod. I was watching it go as I was doing that voiceover then, and it's not an amazing bite. I was going to give you a quick look at the rigs before, but I think as soon as we got a bite down here at Penarth, we've got to make the most of this probably once in a lifetime opportunity. So let's go get him in. So my right hand rod here has got a bite on it, Now it's nothing to, you know, scream and yell about. But what I will say, if any of you don't know, Penarth isn't an easy venue to catch fish from. It's quite quiet this time of year, or generally all around the year, to be honest with you. So to get a bite is a major bonus, so I'm happy with that. So we'll go down by the water's edge now and see what's on there. So I'm pretty sure it's still there. I can feel a little bit of a pullback every now and then. Doesn't really seem anything crazy. But let's wind down and find out if there's anything on there. There's weight there. And it feels like we're into a fish, you know? Yeah, we've got a fish on. Now it's not a venue to target a huge variety of fish. So the fish you are, you know, likely to catch, you got your conger eels, the odd dogfish, cod when they're around, bass, smooth hounds. There's been the very odd blonde off here. So what I've got now is kiting left. It's kiting left, it's staying deep. And there's one fish, I think it is. I don't want to say. I'm right, it's a bass. We got a bass, guys. Here we go. Oh, this kicking around and everything. Look at that. That would have been biting for ages. A nice schooly bass, look. How's about that? I had a feeling it was a bass, to be honest with you, when I started winding it in by the feel of it. But I kept it quiet just in case I was wrong. But there we go. Well, how's about that, guys? A lovely schooly bass, look. That one's taken on the 4-foot pulley, obviously with a circle, braided dongle, and baited up with a ball of ragworm and blow lug. Stunning fish, look at that. And also, that is my first fish since changing my YouTube channel, TideLine to TideLine fishing. And now, I couldn't think of a better fish to catch as the first one. And you never know. We may just improve and get another one or even a bigger one. But I'm going to send him back because he is undersized, and then we'll crack on with the rest of the video. Right, well, I had that bass just then and I was about to take some photos of it, and I noticed my left hand rod bouncing away. That's one with crab on there. And I found the pool big enough to keep the bass in good condition. So I quickly put it in the pool, baited the rig up really quick while I just added some worm to it. And we're going to see now if there's anything on this left rod. Obviously I put crab out there intending for a smooth hound. I'm quite confident to say it's not a smooth hound by the bite. But you never know, might be another schoolie or something. It has stopped, but it was banging away quite aggressively just then. And what's this going to be? Well, I just lost the lead. It got snagged up and it felt it pop off, which is why it's the beauty of fishing a weak link at venues like this. It's not particularly rough ground, but you don't want to hook a nice fish like a big bass or something and run the risk of losing it to a snag, when you can prevent it very easily by putting a weak link on. It's on the surface, whatever it is. It definitely doesn't look as big as what I thought it was. I don't know what it is just yet. It's spinning around, whatever it is. An eel, I think. Yeah, small conger eel. Small conger eel, there we go. Another very welcome fish. There we are, and he swallowed that circle, look, right down. So I get the T-bar on him now, get him sent straight back. He's only got one eye as well. Poor thing. Have a quick look at this. Well, there he is, look. I don't particularly want to touch him and he get covered in slime, but there's a conger eel. There's his one eye and his other eye's missing. So I don't know for certain, but I'd like to say that he's had some tough days in battle. But let's get him sent back and cast that rod back out there. Well, the fish really don't want me to be talking about the next bit that I was going to go on about. Unless you put that eel back, when to turn my camera on to start talking about what I was going to do with the rigs, and then when I just cast out after having that eel, it's got a bite. I'm not complaining because we're catching fish at Penarth, so I'm happy. But I don't want this video to go too long, but it's action, so I'm sure it's worth watching. Yeah, something's there. I think there's another conger eel, to be honest, by the bite. Right, well, it's coming in close. We'll go down and have a look. What is it? Oh, I think it's another one. Ugh. Another conger eel. Well, I got my lead back. I was saying that my lead didn't even unclip because of the mess the eel has made. He's tangled it right up. Well, I'm going to sort this guy out, get my rod straight back out there. I might try one a bit closer next, and then bring you back with what I wanted to sort of talk about in this video. Well, I just unhooked that eel, got it sent straight back, and I got my left rod back up there now with another chunk of worm on there. And I thought I'd bring you back now to talk about the rigs. Now I'm going to be offering a range of 6 different rigs here. So I thought I'd bring one of each with me today, just to give you a quick look and a bit of a talk about them. I will be offering more rigs as time goes on, but to start off, I thought I'll make the 6 rigs I use the most in my fishing, and then as time progresses, we can always sort of expand the range, if you like. So to start off is the pulley rig. Now you can't not have a pulley rig in your box because, you know, oh, look at that, my left rod got a bite, it's just come up slack. Anyway, let's forget about that for a minute, we'll get to that. So the pulley rig, now on each of these, they're all the same. They got the name here, and then underneath there's a little bit about what's used to make the rig. But on the website, on the side of it, there's a spec which gives you in more detail of what's used to make the rig, and a little description about the rig really. So there's the pulley rig, then there's an up and over, 2 of the more sort of the bigger fish rigs, if you like. The 3-hook flapper, a 3 clip down, which you'd have seen. That is one rig that I think out of all of them, if I had to pick one to do most of my fishing, it would be that, because you'd have seen a lot of videos I've done that has, you know, caught a lot of fish. Then there's a 3 clip down, but with pop-ups on, with smaller hooks for more of your chesil fishing, bream, triggerfish, or the smaller species. And then last but not least is the loop rig. Now the loop rig is designed more so for slightly bigger fish with 3 O's on. It's got 45-pound snuds, so you have designed that for that. But again, like I said, there's a description about the rig on the website and a bit more in detail of what I've used to make them. So yeah, that's the range of rigs I'm going to be offering. So yeah, that's that for now. There is loads more that I've got planned for the rig section, but like I said, I didn't want to sort of over pressurize myself because I've got a very bad habit of doing that. So start off simple, start off with my most common confident rigs that I use for my fishing, and if I want to expand it, I will do so. But let me know if obviously over time goes if you think there's any other rigs that would be worth doing, but I will end up doing more as time goes on, but they are the 6 I've started with. Right, well, I've decided to make a move a bit further up the beach, so I'm going to reel these rods in now. I have been getting bites on this rod, so there probably is going to be another fish on here. Not sure what, probably another small eel, to be honest. Yeah, there's something on there. Yeah, I'm going to have a move further at the beach because where we are now, the tide is completely gone. And it's a part of the beach I've wanted to fish for a while, so I thought, let's have a quick probably hour, the first hour of the flood, and then we're probably going to make a move then. Like I said, it's not going to be a long session this. I only wanted to come out for a few hours really. But whatever it is, it's on the surface up there. I'm not sure what it is. What's this going to be? No, it's not another species. It's another bass. And a very small one at that. But very cool. Another lovely little schoolie. Well, there he is, guys. A little small baby bass. Taking on a ball of ragworm and blowlug. Now, obviously, I'm going to get this straight back. And then we're going to make a move to try and find possibly some deeper water, because by here it is very shallow at the minute. Straight back. And I got my lead back on that one. Right, so I'm going to reel in my other rod now, and then I'll bring you back on spot number 2. Right, we've just set up now on the second spot for the session, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my first rod out there now just to get a bait in the water, and that again is with a ball of, there's 2 ragworm and 2 blowlug on there. So I'm going to get that out there now, and I'll explain to you why specifically I wanted to be where we are now. So let's get this in the water to get fishing, and I'll bring you back to explain things in more detail. Gotta be fair, for a light rod and a small little fixed ball, they go well. Right, that's that rod out. So what I'll do in a minute is just explain why I wanted to come to this specific part of the beach. Now, off to my right hand side is Lavernock Point, and then sort of in the middle of Penarth Beach, but slightly more to the right, is the Ranny Spit. Now, over low water, you might be able to pick it up. Let's have a look actually, because you should be able to. Right, that should be better. So, off to my left is the Ranny Spit. Now it sticks out into the sea. Now on these tides, it doesn't really uncover a great deal. On the big tides, it goes right up there. And I started on the left-hand side, and it sort of makes sense to fish that on the drop, because if you could imagine, you got a point sticking out into the sea, the tide's hitting from left to right, so naturally it's going to sort of pull in all the food on the left side of the spit, because that's the direction of the tide. But now it's going to start flooding now, so really then you're not going to be getting in the tide, because the tide is going to be hitting the point and then shooting out further, and you're going to be casting into the slack water, which was quite shallow, but doesn't always need to be deep as long as you've got a bit of tide run. So I figured, why not have a go on this side, because now when that tide picks up, realistically we should get a little bit of a run. I don't think we're going to get much, because we got Lavernock Point to our right, which sticks out further than what we are. But you know, it's always nice to just try something different, not always play by the books, because most people I've mentioned to about fishing here, they always say the same of, it's not worth it, no one fishes there. And I say, why is that? And they say, oh, it's because people don't fish it. There's never really an actual reason, but playing by the books of the way something would work with tide hitting it from left to right, it would naturally hold food, and if it's holding food, it's holding fish. So that's the reason why I wanted to fish here. I've never actually fished this very spot before. I fished it over high and had cod a while ago now though, when the cod used to be, you know, when they used to exist. But yeah, I've always wanted to fish it over low, so that's what we're doing now. We'll give it a go. We'll probably only fish about an hour now. An hour of the flood is 4 o'clock now, 5 o'clock now, so we'll fish till 6 p.m. and then probably make a move. I was just about to check the right hand rod that went out first. I had the first bite. On my left rod, give a pull over just then, which seemed a bit more of a confident bite. Well, nothing is happening with that just yet. So we'll put it back in the stand for a minute give it a chance and we'll check this right hand rod. I went first. He's snagged, is it? Seems like I've just been broke off completely. Yeah, that didn't end well. Lost my whole set. Right, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and just check that left one straight away before I retie leader onto there. No, that wasn't a good start. 2 bites, no fish. That's the way it goes sometimes, I suppose. Right, well, I've got my last cast out there now. I've refreshed them both and I've put my left hand rod a bit closer in with a chunk of ragworm and blow lug, and then the right hand rod is at distance with, oh, there's a bite, with 2 hermit crabs and 2 ragworm. That was a bite then. Only been out there a few minutes. But I was going to go on to have a talk about the website before I finish up the video, which is one last thing I wanted to say about it. Where is he going to go again? No, we'll give him a minute. Right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about with the website before I finish the video is if you go and check it out, obviously the rigs shows the prices of each rig, and with the guiding and coaching section there's 4 different packages I offer, and there's no prices on them just yet, and that's purely for the fact that because I'm going to offer to tailor the day to suit your needs best, so it could vary so much on what you want to do, what you want to target, where you want to fish, how you want to fish, and that kind of stuff, where it can vary so much on the price. And especially for the fact that I'm going to be offering to supply all gear and bait. Obviously there's that cost of it, so if you want to fish rough ground for the smooth hounds one day, it's going to cost slightly more purely for the fact because you obviously need all the leads you're going to lose and the bait, so it could just vary so much onto what you want. It's gone again, that fish. Yeah, something's gone away there. Yeah, like I was saying, it's the price could vary so much between what you want. Not saying that in the sense that it's going to be really expensive. It's just I'd rather do it this way because it's gonna, the cost would fit your needs best possible, instead of just saying I charge X amount per day and that's what it is. I just feel it's a bit more fair to charge to suit your needs. I think because if you only want to go fishing for half a day, I'm not going to charge a full day. So it just completely depends on where you want to fish, how you want to fish, and what you want to fish for. So yeah, I think it's the most fair way of doing it for anyone that is going to contact me. And also with that, if you are interested in booking a day, just contact me via email that's on the website, or is it gone again? Yeah, it's gone again. But or my Instagram or Facebook pages, and then what we'll do, we'll have a chat, and then we can basically just sort of, once I've heard what you want out of the day, I can then go ahead and basically sort it all out, get a fitting price that suits it, and then if you're happy to proceed, we can obviously book the date up to where the tides are suited best, and then go ahead with the day's fishing. So I'm really looking forward to it, actually. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, to be honest, the guiding and coaching, just purely for the fact I just get so much of a buzz off teaching people stuff and just sort of help people with their fishing. Because when I started my channel, I always had the goal set to try and help people, and it seems to have worked. I've had a lot of people say I've that they find the videos very like sort of informative and well explained. So it seems to be going well. So obviously I appreciate everyone that has followed me along the way. And this video now is filmed on 2 days before this video is going up, so on a Friday. And I'm at 3,997 subscribers. So all I need is 3 more to hit that 4,000 subscribe line. So obviously if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be a massive help. But as of now, for this session, we are pretty much over, and obviously there's a fish I think on here. So we'll get him in, see what it is, have a little photo of it maybe, if it's still on there, and then probably call it quits. Right, it does feel like a bit of weight there, but it doesn't really feel like much. I don't think we even got anything on here, guys. Nope. Oh well. The bait's not really bothered much. But there we are. Took a chance to move on this side of the spit. It didn't exactly work out amazingly. But that's what you get for trying new stuff. You just never know until you've tried it. But anyway, I'm gonna get my last rod in now, pack up, and then get back to my workshop. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. It's nice, we've caught a few nice fish along the way. And obviously I've now sort of put out my TideLine fishing, so obviously you're gonna see me wearing the clothes more. Hopefully with some guiding, coaching, and obviously if you buy any rigs, hope you enjoy using them. And also if you do buy any of my rigs, send me photos of what you catch on them, and then I can put them on my social medias then, because I'm gonna have a Facebook page that's now up, Facebook and Instagram page for TideLine fishing. So send photos of whatever fish you catch on my rigs, and then I'll put them up on my socials. So yeah, as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.